It's time for an update on the ZJ, and we have bad news. Monday, today's Saturday, so not quite a week ago, I was rear-ended at a stoplight, and can't really tell very well at this angle, but I'll step back here. You can see my doors don't quite close tight anymore at the top. It's like this on the other side as well. The quarter panels buckled out. The axle is shifted over more to the driver's side than on this side. That's probably hard to see on camera. But the guy hit me in a Jetta. He had a little Jetta, an older one, and his bumper hit pretty much square right on my Reese receiver. And I don't know if you'd be able to... Oh yeah, I guess you can see how bent that is. That's kind of horseshoed in. And of course that took the whole frame rails and everything and just kind of forced it downwards. And I think that happened because I happened to see the guy out of my rear view just before he hit me, and I let off the brake and started to step on the accelerator as he hit me. So I think that helped me quite a bit, I think. But anyway, yeah, I'm waiting for the police to finish their report. I don't know why it's taking them so long to get me the guy's insurance information. The guy was drunk and he took off. He didn't wait around. He went way down the road. They picked him up later. And you can see here the quarter panel is kind of underneath the doors. The doors overlapped on top. And up here, you know, the gap gets bigger and it opens right up. It's like that on both sides. Under here you can see where the control arm mounts to the frame, and it's buckled right up in there quite a bit. Should be flat. It's like that on both sides too. So I really don't feel safe driving this because it's not safe, but currently I don't have anything else to drive. I guess most notably that I could say that I changed was the doors. I bought a whole parts rig just for the front, well actually for all the doors, but I only replaced the front ones. And these doors are in real good shape. This one is all caved in, the original one, but these ones, beautiful shape. Right here, usually this cracks, especially on the driver's side, and it just falls apart, but there's no rust on these at all. These are absolutely beautiful. Here's the parts rig that I purchased, and the junkyard I got this from, they used their forklifts and they went through the windshield and picked it up by the roof to set it like 3 high. So the roof line is all mangled up and the windshield was out, but I put my door on here to keep the weather out a little bit more, and we can, well, I've got all kinds of parts strewn about in here. But the leather interior in this thing is in real good shape. I was going to put the interior from this, the leather seats, excuse me, into my ZJ, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Oh, and also the carpet. The carpet is in beautiful shape. I was going to swap that over also. Came with a little filing bolt organizer or whatever you want to call it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I was going to use the receiver thing here because it's in good shape. The other one was pretty rusty. Yeah, that's in real good shape. Now, supposedly this was scrapped because the unibody's rusted somewhere. I don't know. I guess that rotted through. Oh, I was also going to take this axle because this year the ZJs had the disc brakes in the back, and that would be an upgrade from the drums I had on my older style ZJ. This thing had pretty low mileage. I think it was just under, just over 100,000. It sounded like it ran real good. I only drove it around the yard a little bit, but the oil looked nice and clean. It was a decent rig before it got rotted out. In my previous videos, I'd thrown around the idea of lifting this Jeep, and I did go ahead and purchase a 5.5-inch long arm kit from Rusty's. It set me back a little over $2,000, maybe 22, something like that, if I remember right. It's been a while. I also purchased a set of 33 11.5s and I hadn't put it all together yet because I was waiting to get the steering knuckles from a WJ, and the lift components that I got were kind of meant for the WJ knuckles. And I found a WJ with a blown engine, and since the price of scrap is completely dropped out, you can pick up, you know, wrecks like this for pretty cheap. And I was going to take the steering components off this thing because it just had a blown engine. It threw a rod, I guess, when it was at the mechanic shop. Go figure. I know I shot a bunch of video taking this engine out and talking about everything I wanted to do, and I decided after I purchased this thing and looked at it, and I didn't think it was that bad. I figured I could fix the rust on it. It just needs rockers. Frame looks pretty good. This fender is gone. I was going to replace this fender. But everything else looked pretty decent. I thought I could put it back together and, I don't know, get something out of it. I drove all the way over to the middle of New Hampshire to pick up this one. And both of these WJs are 2004s. And this Jeep hit black ice and found a telephone pole. So this thing got totaled, but they bought it back from the insurance company just to sell to someone like me. Interior is pretty clean on this thing. But anyway, this also has the 04, and it has 142,000 I think on it. So this is going to be the engine donor for the other Jeep.